Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, we're kicking off day 2 of the April class for the UK, Europe, Asia 5-day profitable podcast lead challenge. And today, it's going to be a very short, it's going to be a shorter lesson, but a much, much more powerful because today it's going to be all about the central point of everything we're going to be doing from now on. And that's going to be our zone of genius. So let's get going without any further ado here. Okay, this is day 2. There you go. Okay, Bo is here. I believe this is it. Okay, do you guys see my screen? Let me make it bigger.
Yes.
Yes,
Hello, Sunshine. Welcome back.
great.
Hello, Baldy.
What did you call me?
I called you Baldy. You call me Sunshine, I call you Baldy, you know?
Jesus, you're getting on my nerves, brother.
Yeah, that is my specialty, you know?
I
Oh,
know.
camera.
Anyways, we're starting here. Let me get going. So, the agenda, the menu for today, we're going to be doing a quick introduction for the people that are new today. We have 1 or 2 people and more people coming in. And then we're going to go straight to a Q&A from yesterday, and then we're going to dive straight into today's content. So let's start with the new people here. There's my good friend, also from Canada, Riley. Give us a 30-second intro. Where are you from? What do you do, and what do you want to get out of your podcast and out of this week here being with us? 30 seconds.
Okay. Riley from Canada. Basically, I was a project manager for a while in the oil and gas industry, mostly kind of IT within that, but kind of strategy to plan, really more kind of management consulting, but I was an internal employee. But haven't been working for about a year and a half now and just been traveling and enjoying life. So looking to get back into some sort of income, and I really just actually want to kind of help businesses that are doing good would be my goal. Exactly how I go about that and what I'm doing, I'm not entirely sure yet. So I'm hoping to hopefully get a little bit of clarity and zone in on what my zone of genius is and how to best leverage that to basically do good, but make a bit along the way also.
Absolutely. You're in the right place at the right time. This is exactly what you're going to be doing today and for the rest of the week. So thank you for being here. And one thing that we do connect, other than both of us being Canadian, is that I also worked in the oil fields 10 years ago in Alberta. I was more like a NDT, non-destructive testing, wellness inspector. I loved it. My only regret is I wish I had gone 5, 10 years earlier. It was a lot of fun and the money was really good. Really good. You know what I'm talking about, you know? So I wish I had gone earlier. Making $1,000-2,000 a day was pretty common over there and during the good times, you know? So anyways, that's a different story. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else that's new? Oh, Christopher. Give us a quick intro, brother. Can you?
Oh yeah, a little bit hard, but wait, I will do it.
Can you turn on your camera just for 30 seconds without burning the
Sure.
dish, burning the house? There you go.
Got some stuff to do, but Zone of Genius. Yeah, you know it. Like I'm a holistic online fitness trainer. What's ideal listeners avatar?
No, don't look
Mm,
at the screen. What up? That's for today. Don't look at the screen. What I'm asking is, tell us where you're from, what do you do, and what do you want to achieve through your podcast and through this week?
yeah, I'm Christopher from Austria. I think of expanding to the English-speaking area in the fitness trainer nutrition field. And yeah, what else? This question.
That's it.
What I want to reach, yeah. I mean, maybe some first videos or something. That would be kind of cool. yeah, on YouTube, just as I saw on your channel as well.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. Do we have any other people that are new today here? Patrick, Bo. Bo, can you hear us? Would love to have a quick intro from you, my friend.
Yo, hi.
Yes. Can you give us a quick 30-second intro? Who you are, where you're from, what do you want to achieve with your podcast? Just 30 seconds. And if you can turn on your camera for 30
Bo.
seconds.
No cam available. So I'm Bo from Europe. I'm started the podcast channel on YouTube, and that's it so far.
Okay. And what do you do? What do you want to achieve?
Well, more subscriptions, more reach,
Okay.
spreading the word out. Since I said like I'm not interested in the profit.
Okay. That's good. All right. We're going to unpack that in a moment. All right. Cool. Thank you. All right. Let's welcome the new people here. Fiona, thank you for being here. Good to see you, my friend. Daniel, welcome back. Let me see who else. Yeah, Michiel, welcome back as well. And Riley, of course, welcome today. And
Do I have to reintroduce myself for the people that were not available yesterday?
sure, give us a 30 seconds.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. My name is Michiel Harkema, and I am Payman Lorenzo's personal marketer and copywriter. And I'm here to help you guys with your marketing and teach you the principles of copywriting, so you start attracting people to your offers that you're going to be creating.
He's really good, and he's going to do a talk for us tomorrow night, for day 3. Day 3 is going to be all about taking today's content, your zone of genius, and crafting your offer, your messaging, basically building the foundation of your business. We're going to do that tomorrow. And he's going to do a talk for us tomorrow because that's his zone of genius. He's amazing when it comes to creating offers and copywriting, which is the art of turning words to sell. So he's really good at that. He's my go-to guy, and he's pretty damn good. That's all I'm going to say for you guys to let's find out tomorrow. So yeah. So thank you. Let's get going. Before we start, any questions from anything that we did yesterday? Any questions, comments, compliments? As my good friend the pastor would say, speak now, hold your peace forever. So any questions, especially for those of you who were here yesterday? Fiona, Patrick, what else? Daniel, Katarina, any questions from anything that I covered yesterday?
No, it's all seems clear. I'm just going with the flow, seeing what happens.
Let it flow, let it go.
I
Okay.
guess everything will be clearer and clearer for every day we go forward. So
Yes. Awesome, then let's get going. So today we're going to be looking at what we need to do so we can achieve this goal that we all want, and that is to be able to turn this into cash. And by cash, I mean high ticket, $1,000, pounds, or euros, or more through our own podcast and YouTube channel. And we're going to achieve that through being able to build a system to get leads on demand and clients organically, even if you have no audience. So the number one reason why most entrepreneurs, coaches, speakers, authors, professionals fail to get any traction online is because they lack clarity. They want to help everyone with all of the issues. Oh, let me help you with your garden, your kitchen, your fitness, your relationships, your finances, your garage, and everything else under the sun. That's beautiful, but that's something only God can do. Meaning we're not God, so what we need to do is we need to focus on one very specific pain point for one very specific person. Now, how do we achieve that? We achieve that through identifying what is our zone of genius, what is our true gifts, And then we're gonna build our offer, craft our messaging, build our business, and ultimately our podcast around our zone of genius. So all we have to do is just share our story, speaking from the heart. That's how we're gonna build a very impactful and very profitable business around your zone of genius and your true gifts. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So the name of the game here is clarity, because the last thing you want is to have your messaging, your offer, your business to be, oh, I help people get happy or get fit or get successful. That's a very simple yet silly example, but you'd be surprised how many coaches online are incredibly vague. Oh, I want to help people get happy or get fit or get financially free, whatever. All of these can mean two completely different things for two people. So that's why we need to be to have extreme clarity, because again, clarity is the name of the game. The more clarity we have, the more our message is going to be magnetic and literally speak not just to the head or heart, but to the soul of the person, to the right person. And that's where the magic happens. That's what we're going to be doing. So how do we fix that? As I just mentioned, we're going to be literally brainstorming today to identify what is your true zone of genius? What is your gifts? Have you guys heard of the term zone of genius before? Okay. What is it for you? What is for you? Okay, we're gonna, two ladies raise your hand, Katerina and Fiona. Start with Katerina. What is for you the zone of genius?
The zone of genius or my zone of genius?
In general.
So I came across it first, and I think this is generally where it comes from the Big Leap
Okay.
book, The Big Leap. It's the first place I came across it anyway. If anybody knows of a more primary source than that, then do share. But it is basically the thing that you are best at and that you find easiest, and is generally as well, I have found with my clients, it's the one thing that they find the most difficult to charge for because they find it so easy. They think, oh, I bet this easy. Why I can't possibly charge for that. And it's like, well, the thing is, you have to, because you find it easy. Nobody else finds it that easy, and that's why you have to charge for it, because people want your expertise. You know, if Picasso, the famous story of Picasso, where he drew the picture of the woman in 5 seconds, and it was her exact image, and he said, "Oh, that's 2,000 francs," and she said, "But it only took you 3 seconds," and he said, "No, it took me my entire life." That was his zone of genius, and quite rightly so, because nobody else could have created that. So that's your zone of genius. Now, I've heard there's this coach called Melanie Ann Layer, if anyone's ever heard of her, and she has extended that, and I don't know if she's the first one to do this, but your God zone. And that's like the thing that you are really the pinnacle at. You know, what is your particular thing? I think it's really the same thing. It's just people want to put, it's like super plus, isn't it? It's the same thing. It's just they want to make out like it's more. But the zone of genius is that basically. It's the thing you are incredibly good at and can charge the most for because you do it better than anybody else.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you. Katerina, you also raised your hand.
Yeah, because I translate the wisdom of horses into healing and self-awareness. That's my genius.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. What you said, Fiona, is absolutely spot on, is because all of us make that mistake that we underestimate our gifts, because for us, it's nothing special, the second nature. Oh, that's not just like you said, oh, that's not, how can I charge for it? Because that's nothing special. Well, guess what? It may not be special for you because it's second nature, but for someone else, especially the right person when we need it, it's going to be exactly what they're looking for. And that's what people want. So your zone of genius basically is, what is it you're truly, really, really, really good at? That's something that you can really speak about for an hour nonstop without any preparation. Something that you love geeking about. And we're going to dive deeper into that in a moment. But that's what the zone of genius is. So here's my approach, 4-step approach to identifying to building a profitable business and a profitable podcast. The first step is number one, identifying your zone of genius and your true gifts. Everything's going to build from on the previous item. Once you've identified your zone of genius and your true gifts, that's going to tell us exactly what is the number one pain point that you can address and solve. Then the next item is going to allow us to know for sure, without any guesswork, for who. What is your zone of genius? Your true gifts? What is a pain point you can solve? For who? Basically, who's your avatar? Who's the very specific person that you can help at the highest level? And then last one is once we know exactly what is it that we can help and who, the last item is where is that person hanging out the most? And simply putting yourself in front of that person, wherever that may be, whether it's Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and so on and so forth. For me, Facebook groups have been an absolute gold mine. For the first 2 years, 100% of my clients came from Facebook groups. When I was just starting out, when I was completely broke, 100% of my clients came from my podcast, and second of all, from Facebook groups. And so Facebook group are an incredible gold mine when done the right way. Nowadays, I only use Facebook for business. I don't use it for personal. Only for business, because for business, Facebook can absolutely beyond powerful. So now, let's do some fun work together here. Let's identify what is your zone of genius. There's 4 ways to identify your zone of genius. Number one, the obvious choice is look at your professional background. Let's say you spend 5, 10, 20, however number of years in any given industry, job, or field. Then guess what? That's the first place to start, because you understand intimately that industry, you speak the language, you know the pain point of the person on a day-to-day basis because you've lived it. That's the first obvious place to start. The second way to identify your zone of genius is by looking to see if you have any high income skill that you may have earned in the process and your professional background and professional journey. It can be any skill that you have learned. It can be, for example, sales, negotiation, copywriting, email marketing, graphic design, web design, anything that you learned and that someone paid you a good amount of money. Now AI and stuff like that. These are incredibly valuable high income skills. The third one is if you have any natural, God-given, innate, natural talent. Some people are born with amazing capacities, say for reading, numbers, singing, speaking, dancing, music, painting, drawing, sports, whatever. So if you have any skills like that, it doesn't have to be a world-class athlete. I know people who have built 6- and 7-figure business by just sharing little things like how to learn to dance, how to start to play the piano or learn to play the guitar, or sing better, or speak with more confidence in front of a crowd, or anything like that. So it doesn't have to be something world class or something at the highest level. If you're good at anything, then you can turn that into a beautiful, impactful, and very profitable business. The last one, and that's the most popular way to identify your zone of genius, the more impactful way, and that is look at your own life, your own path, and see what kind of any major challenges, life challenges that you may have overcome yourself. It can be betrayal, heartbreak, divorce, sickness, abuse, tragedy, anything you can imagine. If you've overcome any financial struggle, bankruptcy, going to jail, if you've gone to any of that, then guess what? These are phenomenal gifts for you to share. Because one of the things I always love to say Your crap is your gold. Nothing happens to you but for you. You know, we all go through our fair share of very difficult times in life. Yes, they're very painful when we go to them, but then they become our story. Then our story becomes our gifts. Then our gifts become our duty and responsibility to share them, because the last thing we can do is to be greedy with our gifts. Our gifts are not to be kept inside, but to share them, because it doesn't cost anything for us to share them. And also because ultimately, one of the main reasons we are here is to take our gifts and share them with others around us and around the world, so that we can all together collectively benefit from it. So that's one of my understanding as far as one of the main purposes we are here. So again, look at your life, and we're gonna do that in more detail in a moment. Another way to look at it is if, again, so anyways, before telling anything else, if you look at these 4 ways to identify your zone of genius, which one, I want to hear it from, because we have a small group, we can do that. For each of you, 1 sentence. Which of these ways applies the most to you, to your specific individual case and situation? Which one applies for you when it comes to helping you to identify your zone of genius? So I'm going to go from my screen, from left to right. The first on my left is Riley.
So which one lands the most with you?
Which
With
one
me,
of
sorry?
these 4 ways applies the most for you to identify your zone of genius? Is it your professional background, high income skill, natural talent, or your major challenges that you may have overcome?
Professional experience and background, I would say.
So how many years have you worked in the oil fields?
Well, I worked in the oil field, but nothing I did was specific to that. It was more, I solved problems. I'm able to like objectively look at problems and find solutions, I think would be
Okay.
fun.
How many years, how long did you do that for?
Basically 15 years.
Okay, perfect. So that's a great way for you to identify your zone of genius. So when you look at the other ones, does any of the other ways also can apply to you, to helping you to identify your zone of genius?
A little bit. I'd have to think a bit more on it, but yeah, maybe
Cool.
tie things together, like integrate, I would say.
Okay. Awesome. We're gonna come back to you in a moment. Next on my screen, Fiona.
Yes. Well, it's got to be the last 2 really for me. To go on the empowered side of that story is what I overcame was I was born and brought up in a very poor environment, and I didn't have a lot of self-belief growing up, and so my journey was empowering myself from the inside out, kind of. I don't think I'm alone in that by a long way. And so when I've come into coaching, I've actually found it's really quite a natural thing for me to do. I found my entire life I was helping other people instead of helping myself. And so when I turned into helping myself, I've now got a pathway to help other people more solidly. So there's my natural innate sort of gifts on that, and the challenges I've overcome in my heroine's journey has been of going from feeling worthless to feeling worthy, to acknowledging the gifts and talents I have. I mean, I enjoy things like singing and art and things, but for me, that's a creative expression that just connects me to myself and to God, and it's actually a part of the healing process rather than something that I'm like, hey everybody, I'm a singer, da 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 da. It's do you know what I mean? It's something that brings me joy. It's one of those things that connects us to ourselves. And so part of what I help people with is to connect them to that. Sorry, I'm going on. That basically. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Patrick.
Yes, I would say also the last one, although I have several professions and experiences and different jobs. So maybe I just had an idea about thing I know really well. I could do like an online product but no podcast. So the podcast would be about my life, about my challenges, about my journey, my life journey. Everything I learned, everything I transformed. Yeah, I think that's valuable.
Awesome. Thank you. We're going to expand on that in a moment. Thank you for sharing. Daniel.
I would say that it would be a combination of professional experience and talent. So I've, been a master at creating images, image or brand image or, like a campaign or design for, different companies. So eventually that turned into making, fine art, but I've kind of gone back to the original professional experience. So I
Okay.
think that, my podcast would have to be about, creating, creating an ultimate image, creating, it could be branding, it could be, but I think I'm particularly good with anything in the visual. It could be anything that's a picture or video or anything that needs to look good, then I'm good at coaching it or analyzing why an image is good and why another image is not good.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Love that. Thank you for sharing. Christopher.
I would say the first two for sure. Like my professional experience and background is 8 years of experience in fitness and nutrition area. And the second one is teaching entrepreneurs how to lose 10 to 25 kilograms within 6 months.
Okay.
And I'm already doing this like since 4 years. Yeah, and maybe the last one, even where I had to struggle on accepting and loving my body fully 9 years ago. So I solved that for me, and I can also solve it for other people.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Let me see. Did I forget anyone? How about you, Michael?
Well, my zone of genius is marketing and especially the ability to write marketing messages.
Mhm. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Even though you may have one or two more skills. I'm talking about business skills, like web designing, building funnels. You built a beautiful creating VSLs. These are amazing. Hey, listen, one thing we all do is we undervalue our gifts. So don't do that because the VSL you created was really good. Same for the funnel you built for me.
Appreciate it.
Hey, this is not a compliment. This is an observation. It's really sincere. I'm not saying this just to make you happy just because you're my friend, and I mean it. So don't underestimate yourself, underestimate your talents. These are amazing. The funnel you built was wow worthy. So yeah. So I just wanted to mention that. See, this is a classic example. We all undervalue our worth because it's nothing special for us. We all do that, including myself. So let's not do that because just like Fiona mentioned earlier, just because you're good at something and it's second nature for you, it is worthy and you have all the rights to charge for it, and not just peanuts, but good money because you invested a fair amount of time, a few years, a few decades, even for some of us, a lifetime to learn and acquire and master those crafts. So you've earned the right to charge accordingly. And one thing that I will emphasize throughout this week is do not make your business transactional. Meaning it's not about your time, selling your time because there's always a ceiling how much you can charge. It's not about selling your knowledge because knowledge can be obtained pretty much for free today with ChatGPT, with Google,
Yep.
so on and so forth. Instead, make it transformational. And this is why we're doing this, because the best way for you to get something out of you is going to be really transformational. That it has to be something that is tied in with your zone of genius, where you speak from the heart. It's not something that you'll have to learn. It's simply you getting the good out of you, your wisdoms, your gift out of you. And that's something that you cannot go to school to learn them. This is something you've learned, you've mastered throughout your life. So this is why, again, your business must be transformational, not transactional or per project, because that's not, you might as well go get a job because you're going to be struggling. We're looking at charging at least $1,000, pounds or euros, and that's the bare minimum for our gifts, for our zone of genius. Because again, what you're going to be offering is going to be something that's going to drastically elevate and transform the quality of life or life of the person you're helping. Does it make sense, guys? So just wanted to say that. Did I forget anyone? As everyone shared their, oh, where's Katarina? Oh, sorry, my apologies. Katarina, which of these four items, these four approaches, would you say applies the most to you when it comes to helping you identify your zone of genius?
I have 30 years of career coaching, but it is my journey and my journey with my health and coming back from the dead. That is one thing, and horse whispering. So
Okay.
those two are the most for me.
Okay. Can you tell us a bit more? What do you mean you had to come back from the death?
I was at the hospital doing a very simple surgery, and when the doctor punctured my artery.
Oh, wow.
And then I had to they said she won't survive. They didn't think of that at all. So yeah.
Well,
So that's was for me to show them that I wanted to be here on Earth for a while more, and that is 20 years ago. So
beautiful. Thank you.
That shows the power of the human mind in a big way.
Yeah.
You're going today, Katarina. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. Thank you very much.
That's it. Yeah, so true, so true. Thank you. This is very inspiring. Delighted that you're here with us, and you're not going anywhere anytime soon, my friend. You're only getting warmed up. Okay. Awesome. Bo, are you here?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the screen, which of these four approaches would you say applies the most to you when it comes to helping you to identify your zone of genius?
I think it's the special talent.
Which one, sorry?
I think it's the special talent.
Special talent,
Number 3.
okay. And what special talent is that?
Kind of like how I interact with neural networks, be it humans, animals, or AI.
Okay.
And I think I can teach that to other people as well. I have a very special experience in my life without being boo-hoo. I'm talking about technology.
Okay. Now that's intriguing. That's
It
intriguing.
is. Should watch my blog.
Sorry?
I said it is. You should watch my blog.
Okay, will do. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Any questions on that before we move on? Because this is very important. This is a central point of everything we're going to be doing is going to be built around your zone of genius. And I'm going to go a bit deeper in a moment. So any questions before we move on?
Raymond, what's your zone of genius?
I'm still trying to figure that out. No, I'm joking. My zone of genius is, one of my zone of genius is, I have two. One is to really be a cheerleader for people, to really help them, to push them to go after the dreams. And second one is helping people identify what is the zone of genius, because I can't tell you how many times over the last 4.5, 5 years, talking with over 500 people on my podcast, complete strangers, even after 5-10 minutes of conversation, I realize, hey, wait, maybe you should focus on this. This is your zone of genius. And they say, wow, really? I said, yes. And it's because, as you mentioned earlier, Fiona, is because we take for granted our gifts, because for us, it's nothing special. It's second nature. I mean, I may be good at podcasting, so who's going to pay me for podcasting? But guess what? There's a lot of people who need it, and a lot of people will pay, and have paid me a good amount of money because it's a valuable skill, invaluable skill. So again, do not underestimate or self-censor any of your talents.
You've just given me my golden idea for my podcast. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What is it?
We want to hear.
Oh, you want to hear? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So when you said about your zone of genius, I was like, that's kind of a really good way of putting my zone of genius as well. Like the cheerleader part, I cheerlead because I think everybody has got brilliance within them.
Yes.
And I am really good at identifying what that is from not much conversation and helping them develop it. Now, if I put it out there that I'm offering free coaching for people if they're willing for it to go live and be vulnerable with it, I think that would be a really powerful podcast, and it would also help others heal and would showcase how I do what I do.
Yeah.
So it would help the person being interviewed. It's not interviewed, coached. It would help people listening who identify with the problem that they're experiencing, and it would show how well I work, and say for people to say, I need that for me. So perfect. Thank you very much. Just need to think of what I'm going to call it.
You're welcome.
Brilliant.
You're welcome. Just don't forget, only 20%, okay?
Okay. Well, we can negotiate on the rate. but,
I'm joking. All right. Awesome. Let's move forward. Another way to look at to help you identify your zone of genius is there anything, one thing that you're known for in your circle, that you're the go-to person when it comes to that? For example, for me, when I was in my early 20s, I was obsessed with Brazil. I was known as Mr. Brazil. Any question about Brazil, they would come to me. And that's the first place I went to as soon as I could travel on my own. And yeah, so I was known as Mr. Brazil. Unfortunately, I cannot really build a business around it nowadays, especially with Google, YouTube, and all that. But that's just an example. So is there anything that you're very passionate about, a hobby, something you love geeking about, something that you're known for as the go-to person in your circle? Then that could be another amazing way to identify your zone of genius. And once again, do not self-censor. Just because it's second nature for you doesn't mean it's worthless. Quite the opposite. The more of a second nature it is for you, the more invaluable it's going to be for the right person at the right time. Does it make sense? So if you want to do the exercise, take a moment on a piece of paper if you want, and write down anything that comes to mind. What is one thing that you really love geeking about? Something that you're really known for in your circle as the go-to person? Something that if I were to call you, I say, hey, Riley, I need you to do a talk for an hour on this topic. No preparation. What is one thing that you can do that? Talk for 30 to 40 to 60 minutes. No preparation, speaking from the heart. That is a phenomenal way to identify your zone of genius. Something you can really talk about extensively in a meaningful way. Something you love geeking about. So let's do some brainstorming, some soul searching here. Because again, this is the central foundation of an impactful, transformational, and wildly profitable business. Because again, we're not looking to spend 5 to 10 years to learn a new skill, go to university, or any such thing. No. We're looking to draw from within our own gifts, our own wisdom, and what can we offer? It can be your gifts, your experiences, your expertise, and then we can package that in a way that's going to be meaningful for someone else, meaningful, impactful, transformational, where they will be gladly paying at the bare minimum $1,000, pounds, or euros or more. So let's take a moment, 1 minute or two. If you have a piece of paper, write it. If not, on your phone, notepad. and then let's take after that a few seconds to share your answers. Let's do that, guys.
Well, for me, that would be definitely food.
Sorry.
I said, for me, that would be definitely food. Like I can talk for hours about food preparation, countries where I ate this or that food, ingredients, nutrition. You know, it just comes like
Beautiful. What kind of food?
Okay.
and I will even like bring that into my podcast. So I found a concept from some other guy. He has actually like a really nice dish on his table in every episode, right? And then he refers sometimes to it and goes like into that really nice spontaneous talk about it and then back to topic. So we'll do that as well.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
Are you guys written enough that you can share now?
Yeah, I would say I have some.
Okay, go ahead.
So I could talk a lot about fine art, emotional storytelling, visual impact. I could talk about branding, aesthetic elevation. I can talk about fashion or visual identity. I could talk also about AI tools and designing with AI tools, future of visual design.
Okay, so you mentioned quite a few different topics. What I'm asking is, what is one thing you can go really deep on one specific topic, and you can talk with no preparation for 30 to 60 minutes. Again, I'm not going to ask you to now, but it's an exercise for you to really brainstorm and look within to see what is one thing that you can talk for an hour in a meaningful, transformational way, in a deep way. Go deep. Don't go wide. Go deep.
Yeah, I think it would be fine art and branding.
Okay.
And guys and girls, don't forget one thing, that this is not going to be one of those things that we're with people that say like, oh, we are going to teach you how to monetize your passion, because monetizing your passion is impossible. Instead, what we'll help you do is we'll find the thing that you're very good at, and then afterwards you're going to figure out, okay, what are problems people have faced in their life that you can solve using that passion, using that interest. Does that make sense? So, Boko Kowal, you just said that you really like food, right? And cooking and dieting.
Mhm.
Hello?
Yeah, I think yeah. But yeah, keep go with your.
Okay, well then I'm gonna go to Daniel. Daniel, one of the things that you were, what were one of the things you were talking about? Can you name them again?
Fine arts and branding.
Yeah, okay, so let's do branding, for example. You like branding a lot, right? Okay. Now, the next thing, after you've picked the one that is going to be a zone of genius, then you're going to have to write down, okay, what are problems people are facing within their branding?
I would say a lot of people don't know how to present their brand or manage their brand.
Okay, well that could be a problem if that is indeed a big problem, yeah, which based on my experience it is.
Or even start a brand.
Yeah, that could also be one. But that's something that you're gonna have to figure out later. But you'll be finding the problems and then you use that interest, your passion, to solve it. Make sense?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Patrick, what about you? What is one thing if I were to call you, say, Patrick, I want you to do a talk at my event. No preparation, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, you have to talk. What would that topic be?
There are several things, but the major topic would be my life journey and what I learned from life and from spirit.
Mhm.
And I'm good in explaining complex things. Like I studied a long time spirituality, religions, different mystics, a lot of these inner grow world, and I think I have very strong talent to bring them together, to see them from a higher perspective and make them useful or more easy to understand for the people, for one person, right? And then I can tune in a person very well, so I can understand what this person can understand, or in which point is this person at the moment, and then give them some support and some new thinking about it, and exercises, whatever is necessary. So I think that's my gift and my genius and my talent.
Hearing, love that. Thank you. Thank you. Fiona.
Yeah, I've got quite a long list actually. And the more I hear other people speak and say about theirs, it sort of prompts more. I've done a lot of things. I really love art. I really love singing, dancing, that kind of thing. Helping people. I just, coaching, helping people, but that's not a hobby. Anyway, that's what I do. But dogs came up because
Okay.
I've got two huskies, and they taught me an awful lot about myself, and helped coach me. My dogs were my life coaches for a time. But also what Patrick was saying about spirituality is kind of what informs what I do in my work as well. And I see all is connected. All of it is connected
Mhm.
in this kind of finding our purpose.
Yeah.
I studied religions at school, college, etc., and it's been a lifelong interest. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I can see. I think like religion, spirituality, that whole world is like this mountain that we climb, and where we are on it and things like that. There's a whole philosophy around that. So
I have a question for you. You mentioned you have two dogs. What kind of dogs are they?
huskies.
You know what? That could be a wildly profitable business for you to coach
Hmm.
husky owners, especially female husky owners. That would be a banger because it's very laser
Hmm.
focused, very specific. And as I said at the beginning of this call, the name of the game is clarity. The more laser focused you are, the more magnetic your message will be. So again,
Hmm.
the lowest hanging fruit. I know you're a multi-talented lady, but if I were you, if I were to start a business and I need to make money ASAP,
Hmm.
I would go with this. A coach
Okay.
for female, doesn't even have to be female. If you can go female, it'll be even more specific, but if not, no problem. You can target and help husky owners because you've had two huskies. For how long have you had them?
Well, I mean, not an awfully long time in the grand scheme. My eldest one is 6, and she was my first ever dog. So what do they say? Don't get a husky as your first dog. So what do? I get a half husky as my first ever dog. But it was a big part of my self-empowerment journey. And then my second one, she's full husky, and she is 3. So 3 in a few months. So yeah, a real yeah, well, you see, I can't really say that because only yesterday my youngest one escaped. However, she didn't kill any chickens this time, so and she didn't bite any goats either, so she's getting better. But the other one is really good. She's really fabulous off leash and everything. But the thing is, when people look at Luna, they don't see a husky, because she's crossed. She's a husky crossed with um random dog, completely.
Okay.
Her father was complete random. We know her mother was a full husky because she was rescued with her, and they were both rescues as well. So There's
So
a lot.
that-
There's a big story behind the whole thing. It's
Yes,
really
so
fascinating.
that can be a very profitable business because people are absolutely beyond passionate about their dogs, especially in the Western world, even now slowly starting in Asia as well.
Mhm.
People, they're obsessed. They love their dogs. It's like the little child, so to speak, literally. So and people
Mhm.
spend a lot of money. For example, my sister and her husband, they have a golden retriever slash Labrador. And that guy has won the jackpot in life. He's treated like a little king. He goes to
Mhm.
spa treatment. He eats salmon and organic food for his food only.
Yeah.
They spare no expenses.
Yeah. You see, I'm not like that with my dogs
Mm.
so much. I can be, there can be days, but yeah, it's not so much like that. But there's some really amusing stories around them,
Yeah,
and the lessons they teach me every day is fun.
phenomenal. Yes.
But I'm willing to explore that because I mean, crikey, that'd be like falling off a log talking about my dogs. So I could talk about my
You
dogs
could
1
also
hour.
make it target
If I've got
huskies.
just 1 hour, I give me 6 hours and I'll still be going.
There you
So
go.
many stories.
What
Love
would
it.
Sorry.
potentially be even better is to solely focus on the husky aspect, because
Yes.
then it's very narrow and specific,
Mm.
and then the only people that are going to be interested in whatever you're going to sell in your in your podcast are people who want to own a husky.
Hmm.
And
For
even
example,
better,
in the chat, I put a course idea for you that I came up with listening to you, and it
Yeah.
is how to tame your husky in under 30
Yeah.
days, for example.
Yeah. How to tame your husky. Well, I still haven't cracked that one particularly. It took
Okay.
about 3.5 years for Luna to start, or maybe 4 years. But actually that's quite good because some huskies never go tame. What I have managed to do is teach Miska how to leave it, the leave it command that every other dog in the world gets in 3 goes.
Mhm.
Now it's taken Miska 3 years to get that one, but we got there in the end. So look, I mean, I'm open to that as a concept. So yeah, let's go. Why not?
That could be a very profitable business because people spare no expenses for their dogs, especially huskies. And your
Mhm.
podcast can be a picture with your 2 huskies on the cover.
Mhm.
And you can be what's their names?
Luna and Miska.
They can say Luna, fireside chat with Luna and Muska, for example.
Mhm.
Just thinking out loud and being a little bit silly and just
Oh, and what's hilarious as well is quite often when I'm doing even client calls, Miska will come in and start singing. I think there is already the husky life is pretty much already there. I'm sure that's already
doesn't
taken,
matter.
but-
Doesn't matter. It means there is a lot of money.
Well,
I'm not
I'm
saying
gonna check on
copy it.
Spotify right now.
Don't copy,
See.
but get inspired from, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Take ideas.
Yeah.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Exactly.
You know.
Just add your
Podcasts.
spin, add your sauce, add your personality to it, and bada boom, bada bam. The right people will find you.
Hmm.
You're getting me
Yeah.
excited.
They are cute.
I'm currently checking underneath the podcast section on Spotify, and the Husky Life. There is no podcast with that name.
Are you spelling it with an EY? Because that's not how I would spell husky. And so if you say it without an
me see.
EY,
Let me see real quick. I thought that's how you spell husky. Let me see.
There's no
Ah.
E.
Well, even without the E, there is no
It's a-
podcast with that name.
So before
okay.
you get the name,
that's
look
a
at the chat.
surprise.
Look at the chat. I just shared a little tool. It's free. Name checker. Anytime you're looking for a new name, just enter it there. If you see green, it means available. If it's red, it's taken. It tells you whether that name is available on all the most popular social media platforms.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Because the last thing you want is to spend time building a business and a brand and then find out that the Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or YouTube are taken. But seriously, you're getting me excited and Michelle as well. So Husky Nation,
Cool.
yeah. Awesome.
The
Thank you.
husky life. Why not? Let's go.
Katerina, are you going to tell us you're going to start something on horses? Why not?
If I'm gonna tell you about what people are, my friends and family are always calling me about, it is couple therapy or couple coaching. They want me to help them out with their problems. So, and colleagues, that is entrepreneurs, they are calling me for a free coaching call. So that's also what people are calling me about. But otherwise, I have had been with horses since I was 5. That's 55 years. But I have also had a very challenging health journey. So that is very near my heart in a way to help others out there also. So yeah, I don't know. So help me, please.
Beautiful, beautiful. So if you've been with horses for most of your life, that could be an amazing place to start because you understand intimately horses. You can connect with them. I even had some ladies on my podcast. They can literally communicate with animals. They can speak, telepathically.
Yeah, I went to that course also, but I didn't need it because I already knew it. So it was just a confirmation that I already was there. So yeah.
What kind of horses have you had the most experience with?
I have, when I was a little girl and I was going where you to the school of riding horses, and they always put me on the horses that wasn't satisfied in life in any way. So they wouldn't want to put anybody else on that horse. That one they put me on because I just calmed down the horse and the horse was satisfied and it was a good ride for me. But no, they wouldn't put anybody else on that horse.
You know what?
But I didn't know that when I was there, but they saw me, the old elder people.
You know, Katerina, what I can do for you, I will connect you to a good friend of mine, one of my clients. She's an island. She has a big property. She's lived most of her life with horses, and she has a horse retreat. Maybe you two can exchange ideas. Maybe even cook it magic together. I will do the introduction on Facebook after this call for you
Yep.
with Noreen in Ireland. She's adorable. She's an amazing woman.
Thank you. Thank
Very,
you.
very welcome. Very welcome. So, yeah. Again, the horse, even though you've been blessed with many other gifts, you mentioned the elf journey. That could be a beautiful, impactful, and very profitable business. But again, do not discard 55 years with horses. You know,
No.
there's not many people on this planet at this time that are more qualified about horses than you. And again, I wouldn't be wrong if I make that claim, you know?
No, everybody says the horses that come to my place, they are coming to heaven, the paradise of heaven. Yeah. As my husband said, I came last on the list. It's the horses, and then it's the cats, and then it's him.
Exactly, yeah. So again, guys, if you have spent most of your time with a specific pet, don't sleep on that.
Katerina, my partner said the same about my huskies. He's like, you like those huskies more than you like me, and it's like, yeah, what's your point?
Yeah. So I can relate with that when I talk to my siblings. Even though I really love them, I tell them, you know what? The person I miss the most is our dog, Leo. Because he's the most adorable. He's a big boy. He's 4 years old. But in 4 years, I can count on one hand the number of times he barked. He's adorable. Before Leo, I didn't like dogs. But Leo literally stole my heart. Each time I go straight to my sister's house and just hug Leo. And Leo even sometimes is fighting with me because he doesn't like to be hugged. but I don't care. I don't mind if he scratches me or whatever. He loves licking my face. So it's okay, buddy. Just go have fun. I just love this guy. So yeah, I can relate with that with Fiona when you said your partner said that you love Yoski more than him. I can completely relate with that. So yes. Dogs and animals are literally angels sent from heaven. The most unconditional love you will get in life after your mother is from a dog. Well, some people may disagree because some people have a different experience with their mothers, but majority, most people, that applies. So yeah. Anyways, anyone else wants to share? Sorry, a better question. Has everyone shared their answer? If you haven't, raise your hand. Riley, go ahead, brother.
I think I have too many. I'm a generalist, but I think one thing as I think about it more and more is able to inject fun into any topic. Like I literally worked in operational risk where you were talking about the outcomes of people dying at times, which is not a very fun topic to talk about, but I was still able to, based on the, general topic, insert some fun or make it a bit more lighthearted and not so serious.
That's it. That's beautiful. Yeah. The key here, guy, is to go deep, not wide. All of us, we have multiple interests, passions. We can talk about many things, but what is the one thing that we can go really, really, really deep? For example, if I were to call you, say, hey, Daniel, Patrick, Fiona, Bo, Riley, I'm hosting an event. The person was supposed to talk can't make it. I need someone to cover that. And the talk starts in 10 minutes. No preparation. You have to talk on something for 30 to 45 minutes. What can you talk about? That's a perfect way to really identify what can be your zone of genius. So again, I will share the slides between this and the previous 4 ways. I want you guys to really take this seriously because this is going to be the cornerstone, the foundation, the heart of everything we're going to be doing from now onwards. Your zone of genius. Because again, we're not going to spend time to learn a new skill. We're looking inside, taking inventory of all of our skills, expertise, knowledge, gifts, and basically build an offer around that. An offer that is transformational where the right person is going to gladly pay $1,000 or more. So that's what we're looking for. And for that, you need to go really deep. One topic. We want to be known as the go-to person, the expert, not the generalist, as the go-to person. So that's my assignment for you guys. Really, please do this seriously because this can really unlock your true zone of genius and the life you want. All right, next. As you guys may have heard me, one of my favorite saying, your crap is your gold, or in a more PC way, your mess is your message. So for that, again, look at your journey, look at your life, your challenge, and see what kind of crap, what kind of very painful moments, challenges you've overcome. That could be an amazing way. Again, nothing happens to you, but for you. Even the most painful situation you may have overcome, guess what? That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gift. One of the things that changed my life was understanding the tremendous power of question and asking the right question instead of asking, what have I done to deserve this? Why is life so unfair? Why? Instead, asking, what is this trying to teach me? What is the lesson for me to learn? That if you look at everything that happened to you, or is going to happen to you, especially the painful and negative ones. If you look at them from this perspective, you will see them for what they are: beautiful blessing in disguise. They're not punishment just because you've been a bad or naughty boy or girl. No, it's basically for your own, growth. So again, now that we've done that, now that I've identified your zone of genius, the next step is going to be, once we identify what is our zone of genius, that's going to tell us what is a pain point we can solve, one pain point, and for who. And ideally, your avatar The avatar is your exact ideal prospect, client, your tribe. Ideally, that person really resonates with you, relates with you, identifies with you, even looks like you. But ultimately, for example, let me give you a very silly example. Can I become a successful coach for helping pregnant women? Can I learn it? Sure. But can I really experience what it means to go to pregnancy, me as a guy? Absolutely not. So I cannot be taken seriously if I'm a pregnancy coach. For example, I know it's a very silly example, but just to give you an example, your avatar is someone that can identify with you, relates with you, resonates with you in your message. That's ideally, but ultimately, your avatar is no one else than yourself just a few steps ago when you were at your lowest. If you can build your business, your offer, your messaging, your podcast the way you wished existed just a few steps ago when you were at your lowest, you're golden. That's one of the biggest secrets. Because this way, all you'd have to do is just share your story, how you overcame whatever crap you had to go through. And when you share your story, as I mentioned yesterday, you're going to display your expertise because you've successfully mastered and overcome that. And that's what people want. They want someone that has walked in their shoes and is just a few steps ahead of them. Does that make sense? So again, your avatar is no one else than yourself. If you can remember one thing, that's one of the most powerful things you can remember. Your avatar is no one else than yourself just a few steps ago. If you can build your offer, your messaging, your business, everything you do, your podcast, the way you wished existed just a few steps ago, you're absolutely golden. As I mentioned that just here. So it's in the slides. Okay. And again, we want to help someone as specific, not just people, not just men, not just women. Like, for example, let me give you some concrete example from some of my clients. I have one guy that's gonna maybe give you an idea. Christopher, I think Christopher is gone, has left. He works exclusively with male entrepreneurs over 40. Sorry, busy male entrepreneurs over 40, because he is a busy man over 40, and he works with those guys, and he's charging 3,000 pounds, 2,000 pounds per client per month. So again, the more specific you are, the more you can charge. Another lady that one of my clients in the US, she's very involved in the church. She's a woman of faith. She works with Black women of faith, Black Christian women, and she's incredibly successful because, again, her avatar is very specific. She is her avatar. For example, for you, Fiona, Husky owners. That's very specific. Even more so, female. I was about to say whiskey. No, it's not whiskey. It's husky. Husky, female.
They're a very, very popular dog, and
I know.
I don't think there's enough out there still that really rams home how bloody difficult they are, because there's so many YouTube videos and Facebook reels showing how cute they are. Oh, they're so funny the way they talk to you. And
Fiona, go to your genius.
Who's that?
I am talking to Fiona now because she's talking herself out of the question, and I don't want her to do it.
This is my point. No, my point
so
is...
please, Fiona, stick to what your gut is saying here, because you can do this, and this could be your best avatar to work towards.
Yeah, well, this is my point. Is people kind of need to appreciate how real.
No. I don't want to hear that. Please.
Katerina, do you want to take a microphone and do the podcast instead of me? Because I have nothing to say to add to that, you know?
Now I'm getting hard here because, Fiona, you gotta value yourself higher than that.
100%. Don't talk yourself out of it.
So please,
I
from
was
my
not
heart to
talking myself
you,
out of it.
Fiona.
I was not
Yeah.
talking myself out of it. I was no.
Yeah,
I
but
think I was maybe
you are
my point was-
comparing to what you see out there. You go out and do
Okay.
your thing. Don't
I see your
compare.
point.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't matter what else anybody else
Yeah,
is
yeah,
doing.
yeah. You
you
are
very
you,
much.
and what
Yeah.
you can do is genius. So
There you go.
And just
Thank
to add
you.
to that, you know,
excuse me.
no, absolutely love that. Thank you. Love the passion. You know what that means if the internet is full of videos on Huskies? You know what that means? That means the market is vast and people are spending money because if
Yes.
those
Yeah.
people start making money, those other people will not
Yeah.
be taking the time to make contents. But what the good news is, there's only one Fiona. So you add your
Yep.
sauce, your personality, your sense of humor, your story, and all that.
Yeah.
You will
Mhm.
stand up because there's only
Yeah.
one Fiona, one of us.
Fiona, for example, I just put it in the chat as well. One of your
Yeah.
first podcast episodes, whether it's on Spotify, YouTube, or even a free ebook, could be 7 crucial things you absolutely must know before buying a Husky.
Yeah. Mhm.
And people who want to, maybe it depends on who you target, of course. If you target both people who plan on buying a Husky or who already have a Husky, the
Yeah.
people who already would want a Husky, they would watch that video or download that free report.
Mhm.
And these are great
Yeah.
ideas, but what we're looking for, Fiona, here is what is it you can charge, you can put together where people will pay you a minimum of £1,000 a year. It's not $7 ebook or $25 little video program. No, we're looking at high ticket. So what can you offer that's going to be transformational, where the people will be just saying, "Shut up and take my money. Here's my $1,000."
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
But
know.
you're coaching. Why did you buy your Husky?
Yeah.
The journey of
Um,
why you bought your Husky and how
Sheer
that.
ignorance.
No.
Why
No,
did I buy?
you-
Why, so
you
Fiona.
said it before.
I rescued her.
Yeah.
I rescued
Fi-
her. I wanted a dog for a long, long time. I'll try and
You
keep
did.
this
You didn't
short.
say that in the beginning. You said something else.
Well, I said they were my life coaches for a time, and they did.
Yeah.
They sort of
And
broke me down.
in the
and I
beginning
had
of
to
that, if
rebuild.
you listen to yourself again, you
Uh-huh.
will find out what you said there, and
Okay.
that is the word where you're going back.
Okay,
and
I
listen
can't
to
remember what
that.
I said. I can't remember what I said. This is
Fiona,
yeah.
in order for you to figure out what your core product, as it's called, is going to be about, is
Yeah.
you need to go in Facebook groups with Husky owners, and you need to start to figure out what the biggest and most common problem is that they are facing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because you should not create an offer based on what you think, but what on your target audience thinks.
Okay.
Exactly. What me and you think does not matter. What matters, the people are ready and willing to pay you, think, and want.
You see, in my brain, I'm thinking, well, surely what we're going to be looking at is training issues, but that's not my thing. I'm not a dog trainer, and there's hundreds and hundreds, thousands, millions of dog trainers. So it's not going to be that. It's got to be something else. It's got to be something.
Your coaching, your genius coaching will come through this towards these people you will meet. But your avatar is the one that also owns a Husky.
Yeah.
The fact that you're not a dog
it's got to
trainer
be
can give
something
you.
that melds Huskies and coaching. There's
For
got to be
example,
something.
The fact that you're not a dog trainer can actually give you a greater potential, because the people who aren't dog trainers but just want to have a Husky will find you more relatable.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, for the fact that I chase her around cow fields trying to catch her when she slipped her leash.
Well, you should. Do you have a GoPro, or do you have a camera, or like
yes,
a GoPro?
I love that idea.
I have thought of attaching it to her many times. Yeah.
You can do that as well, but you can also start recording yourself. Just every single time when you start doing something with your Husky, just grab your GoPro or whatever camera you have.
Yeah.
Even your phone. If you have a good phone, a camera on your phone, that's fine as well. And just record it. And just start posting.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
go
there
to
we go.
Facebook groups. That's an amazing gold mine. Spend a few days just writing down. After a few days of going to a Facebook group, you will notice some patterns, the top 3, top 5 most common issues that you see over and over and over again. And guess what? That's going to be the foundation of your program. For example, my program initially from my academy, my market research was literally just asking the people, hey, do you have your own podcast? 99% would say no. And ask them why. 3 main reasons. I don't know where to start. I'm not a techie. I don't know how to get the right people, how to monetize it. Guess what? Those 3 reasons were up to last December with the foundation of my academy. Because again, give them what they want, not what I think or you think.
Mm.
Give them what they want. And so reason number 1 can be, for example, week 1. Reason number 2 can be week 2. And reason number 3 can be week 3. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's about time those girls started earning their keep anyway. So let's do it. Let's find a way.
Nation. Yes, let's go. Husky Nation.
MonetizeYourDog.com.
Absolutely. They cost me a bloody fortune.
Oh, yeah.
Vets bills, not just for them, but for the goats they buy. No, only one of them, only two goats. But it's a long time ago. It's a long time ago. We've moved past it now. So
Awesome. Let's move forward. So I'm glad that we've had very passionate interaction. Especially love the passion that Katarina, you showed. Love that. You know what, Katarina? You're a born leader, born coach. You would be an amazing coach. Next time, I will just shut up and give you my microphone. Okay. So Katarina, the floor is yours, my friend. High five. High five, actually. So no, I love that you're natural born. Natural leader, natural coach, very charismatic. Love that. Awesome. So is it clear for you how building your business around your zone of genius is incredibly powerful? It's going to be the cornerstone of everything you do. Because that's going to allow you to really stand out without having to waste 10 years trying to learn a new skill by just sharing your gifts from within. Your expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom, your all of the things you've acquired, all of the lessons, wisdoms, experiences, expertise you've acquired so far. And now let's package those in a transformational way where you can charge at least $1,000. That's what you're going to be looking at tomorrow and the next day. Tomorrow, Michael is going to talk as well as myself, how to craft your irresistible offer. So here's some powerful. Wait, okay, so we've done this slide. Okay, this slide. Okay, now that we've identified your zone of genius and what is the avatar, the next logical step is to identify what is your podcast going to be about. So we've started doing that a little bit here. So again, everything builds from the previous steps. We have your zone of genius, your special skill, talent, high income skill, a major challenge that you've overcome. Now once we've identified that, that's going to tell us exactly, specifically, precisely, what is the one specific pain point we can solve and for who? It's very logical. See what I mean? And once you've done that, then you're golden. And again, please, the more specific you are, the more magnetic your message and offer will be. And that's going to translate into being you and your offer being more profitable. Magnetic, laser focus clarity equals magnetic equals profits. As simple as that. That's the bottom line. That's a bottom equation. So don't try to be generic. Definitely not trying to be master of all trades jack of all trades and master of none. Absolutely not. We want to be known as the go-to person in one very specific area. So so again, here's some powerful reminders. We're going to finish soon. As I mentioned earlier, do not sell your time or your knowledge, because there's always a ceiling how much you can charge for your time, and information can be obtained for free. People don't pay for information. People pay for 2 things: transformation and for speed. If you can help someone learn or master or solve a problem faster than they can, they will throw money at you. Let's say, for example, Fiona. If the average person takes him, 6 months to learn and train properly or tame the husky, and you can come with a program that helps them do that in 3 weeks, you can pretty much name your price. That's what
Yeah.
people want. Two things: transformation and speed. Also, as I mentioned at the beginning, business and especially high ticket selling, anything over $1,000, pounds or euros, is about one thing and one thing only. Start with a T, ends with a T, 5 letters: trust. How do you build that trust? By building rapport. How do you build rapport? By simply speaking from the heart, being authentic, and having a conversation on a podcast. This is why podcasting is so powerful. And again, when someone is looking to invest in a coach and spend thousands of dollars, they're not looking for a disconnected millionaire or billionaire. They want someone who's just a few steps ahead of them, 1, 2, 3, or 4 steps ahead of them. Someone that they can identify with, relate with, and resonate with. Someone that is accessible and reachable and relatable. So again, these are very powerful. Always remember those. Here's some more. One of my favorite saying is, never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase. Instead, invite. Let me repeat that. Never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase. Instead, invite. What I mean is that most entrepreneurs out there, before it used to be smile and die, now it's smile and spam, spamming people left and right, trying to pitch whatever new business they're into. No, it's not that. Instead, invite. What do I mean by inviting? As I explained yesterday, when you see someone that that inspires you, you want to connect with them, instead of saying, hey, can I please pick up your brain, get on a call with you? They will not even respond to you. Instead, you say, hey, my name is Fiona, Daniel, Katarina, Payman, Riley, and so on and so forth. I just saw a piece about you. I just read something about you. I love what you're doing. I'm the host and founder of the Leaders World podcast, and I would love for you to come share your story on my podcast. Just this different approach is going to take you from a 0% or very low conversion rate to 100%. Oh, hell yes. Because everybody wants to be on a podcast. And when you invite someone on a podcast, you're doing them a favor, regardless of how big or how small your podcast is. Because a podcast can allow them to talk about themselves. They can leverage that for social media. It's going to look them good, make them look good. It's going to elevate their status and so on and so forth. All the reasons I explained yesterday. That's why I say never put yourself in a position to ask, beg, or chase. Instead, invite. And that applies not only to business, but also to your family, your kids, your neighbors, your friends, everyone. Try that with them. Next time, instead of asking them, invite them and see their difference in reaction. Also, it's very important to identify your true zone of genius and gift. Once you've done that, you'll be able to identify exactly the listeners, then what is a pain point you can solve, then where they hang out, and then simply invite them onto your podcast. This is exact approach that allowed me to get close to 100 high-ticket clients with a YouTube channel of less than 200 subscribers. And tomorrow and on Friday, I'll show you how to sponsor yourself on your YouTube channel, meaning get clients and make money from day one, literally, on YouTube and on podcast. So, yes, Fiona, go ahead.
Sorry, my brain is now hyper-focused on huskies. And I'm thinking like a podcast idea, just to get husky owners to come on and talk about huskies. And just in that, demonstrate how much I know about huskies and training them. In itself, it's going to be fun, entertaining.
You know, Fiona,
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that in, really. So,
Fiona, you're a smart cookie. You learn fast. Yes, absolutely.
okay, right, simple. It's simple. I don't know. I overthink too much.
That's
I
it.
overthink
Get
too
out
much.
of your own way.
Right, thank you. Yeah, right.
That's one of
Permission
the easiest ways to
granted.
do it, and we can expand on that rest of the week. All right. So, congratulations, we've completed day 2. It's been a bit longer than I expected, but because we had some very passionate back and forth between our 2 animal lover ladies here. And I'm not complaining. I love it because it gives me an opportunity to shut up. I need to shut up as well. I can't be talking all the time. So listen, share your answers, your assignment, not assignment, your action step. Let me see, what's your action step for today? Oh, action step is, wait, to write down, here's the action step. Wait. Write down what is your zone of genius. Write down what is the one thing that you're really known for. The one thing that you can talk for an hour with no preparation. One topic. Just 1 or 2 sentences on the Facebook group. Share that. That's your action step for today. And sneak
Was
peek.
there going to be a WhatsApp group?
If you guys want, I can create that. Yes.
Yeah, I know there was talk of that yesterday. I was waiting for that to put my homework
Okay.
into, but
So I have all of you guys' WhatsApp except Katerina. Send me your WhatsApp, please, on Messenger. And I will create that today, well, tonight here. And yeah. So sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna take what we've done today, what we've accomplished today, what we've uncovered today, and we're gonna take this and create. No, not this. No, this is, sorry, my bad. This is not the right one. Tomorrow we're gonna be creating your irresistible offer. You're crafting your message, your offer, and at the end we'll have Michael come and do a talk for us on that. So that's for today. Any questions before we call it a day or night?
no, but thank you. That's really fired me up. It didn't even occur to me that this could be a business.
You know, while you were speaking, a name popped in my head. Husky Mama.
Oh, no, because I went, oh, the husky woman, but husky mama. I like that.
Relatable, you know?
Husky mama.
Yeah.
I'll bet that's free everywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Now hang on. On my Facebook, I used to have, and I took it off. Don't know why. Mother of Huskies. Game of Thrones
A bit
reference
too
there.
long. A bit too long. That's a good, a bit too long. You want something catchy, short, sweet, to the point? Husky Mama, if available, is gold. Grab it
Right, let's go.
right away.
Oh, this is going to be such fun. Okay, thank you.
Exactly. The point is that have fun. Have fun. Because otherwise you'll be dreading it. You're not going to last long. You will crash and burn in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, 80%, I saw a stat that said 80% of podcasters don't make it past episode 10. You don't want to be that stat.
My first podcast made 9 episodes, and then I ran out of steam because it wasn't the right thing. It was too serious.
Exactly. So
Right.
have fun. All right, guys. Any
Okay.
questions? Any questions, comments, compliments?
I got to go and eat.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Enjoy.
pushing. Thank you for pushing.
Very welcome. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll create the WhatsApp group tonight, and I'll share the replay later today. Take care, guys. Good night. Good day. See you tomorrow. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.